Nata. Oh, 5 na. Ayun, yan na. Ano lang rin. Sorry, ano wala, ayun.
And this is the tire from the car.
This is tires.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
I don't know what shoes, but I'm gonna wear it because it's made in time.
This is the butt. Oh. Dude, people are just randomly giving you shoes when you're walking down the street.
But it's crazy, like even when I'm wearing today, I don't even know the person who made it. So like
Nang tambal.
randomly brings it.
Nang tambal.
Imagine exactly.
Aslom?
It went to the rest of the outfit.
Lobot?
Thank you to each and everyone who is making sure that what I'm wearing is good.
Dili naman sakit ko, ano na ako dilo.
You cannot disgrace us. Even if going abroad, you cannot
Ano ba? At itlog ka lang. Corn beef. Ito na plasan.
Summer Mongolia means shearing season for herder Devasar and Tulia's flock of sheep. Mongolia has around 30 million sheep. Their wool is especially thick and coarse compared to other breeds, perfect
Ayun,
for
lagaw.
surviving the country's harsh winters.
Kaya pala, may gisudayan ako nata.
Too hot for the textile industry, none
Paano ni siya?
else.
Oh, nata.
Where others see waste, two friends saw opportunity.
Nestle. Baka naman. Nestle nata. Oo.
27-year-old Yuka and
Isa pa.
30-year-old Oxbow had an idea to use this abundant local resource to tackle one of the country's most urgent problems. In winter, Mongolia's capital, Ulaanbaatar, home to nearly half the population, is not only the coldest capital in the world, it's one of the most polluted,
Nata. Nata.
across Ulaanbaatar.
Nata di koko. Ah. Okay, gangi pa. Igang mo. Igang mo. Igang ko rin. Igang.
In 2021, the pair founded Airy and started prototyping their affordable, biodegradable air filters.
Hindi ito na malusol basta. Tayo na ni
Science landscape.
Pwede pa rin na doon. Tayo ni
The wool is washed, brushed, treated, and layered. Airy's first batch sold out quickly, mostly to families and pregnant women, the most vulnerable to air pollution.
Normal users commercially are HEPA filter, which is made of polypropylene.
Katong kay kuan pa. Duda ko ako magipangutan na akong kuan. Isa classmate si
Airy
doktor ba?
has raised $620,000 USD in funding from private
Omeprazole mga tong kuan. Kinahanglan sa tiyan. Para di mawala lang imong kuan. Mawala kuan imong acid ba. Kay kato ka tinorma ko dili mo sa minom kuan tambal. Kita mainom ta ka makainom pa man ka. Omeprazole ingan man pa eh. Para lang mahilo to imong acidity ba. Omeprazole ba.
As a blueprint for other countries to make sustainable air filters out of any material
May bilhin mo
that appears
gamay
to
ko.
be abundant in each country.
Pero ini magila tubig eh, niya patatambal. Acidic
While
acidic
in
mo na.
sheep wool in Mongolia might be plant fibers, for example, somewhere else.
Sa 150 ml pa, mo na siyang 5 scoops. 150 ml of water. Mo to nagamit ko atong 5 scoops. Mana, very good. Lihan ako. Kina sa tambal.
Highly energy efficient and
Interest kamay pa.
air purification system.
Kay dito mo skip na tambal.
This is the
Lihan ako ni.
filter. This was replaced after
Sa tambal ha.
and it looks dusty.
Mo ni siya ikuan pag nagtambal kanina dayon.
Multilan says countless people from around Ulaanbaatar have come to see his house and several have emulated it. It serves as a model for future developments in Mongolia.
Dili na kam na kay na kuan na init nya gi ay gibutang sa rep ay gi ka iluto gibutang sa rep giinit. Di na kana kana itlog busig makuan ka.
On the
Mag-irritate
other
ka.
side of town, this car
Dali pa.
showroom is another example. Completed in 2022, it's Mongolia's
Oh,
first
ang tambal
building
sa...
to receive
Kami, kaya tambal ko eh.
platinum
Dagan ginawa
certification.
tambal, siya busog
The
ka na.
building's architect says being the first structure
Hindi na
of
ko.
its kind in the country was a challenge, especially when trying to
16 days, 17
access
days mo gapon. Karon 16 days.
Mongolia's extreme
Kami, no?
climate plays the main challenge when designing the
Slong?
building.
Sloman ka?
To overcome this challenge, we prioritize the insulation of the building. It showed that it's possible to achieve this in Mongolia.
The innovation here is not just the building, but
Very
what's
good.
inside it.
Sloman ka ni?
For sale here are
Sloman ka? Strawberry mo? Mag-isa ako, strawberry?
low, especially compared to neighboring EV
Probiotics mo ba? Basta yogurt,
In
probiotics.
2024, China
Tama
had
to?
more than 30
Gamay?
million EVs
Corned
on its
beef.
roads. Mongolia had fewer
Okra.
than 1,700 that same year, according to government figures.
Ako mag-crispy kong litson.
One of the main obstacles is Mongolia's
Yan ka?
vast,
Dali na na.
sparsely
Mag-crispy
populated
ko?
landscape where infrastructure
Saan ka
is
bukanit?
underdeveloped and power
Ha?
consumption
Yan ka?
is low density. These conditions require innovative
Mag-crispy daw sa kitchen.
solutions tailored to remote environments.
Masala ka mo?
Faithbot has a bold
Saan nga na eh?
Mongolia's
Pa-crispy ko?
future.
Sa kabro?
MMS
Kani usa lang?
will be a key part
Pa-crispyhan ro, ugma ni o karon?
MMS
Karon?
just selling
Karon daw, pag isa?
but
Kau sa
building
karon?
the necessary
Kau kaya na ka?
for widespread
Isa lang.
adoption.
Isa lang.
This EV charger is a part
Isa lang.
of the company's Nexus Net Zero project to create a
Hindi
charging
ka dahil
network
Pilipinas, high
across
blood.
all Mongolia. We envision multifunctional EV service hubs, allowing EVs to travel across Mongolia's vast landscapes without barriers. Our country is fully reliant on gasoline and fuel imports, primarily from our northern neighbor. By investing in renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower, we can gradually replace imported fossil fuels and enhance our national energy independence. If successful, Nexus could not only revolutionize Mongolia's roads, but redefine its environmental landscape. Through its own visionaries, Mongolia continues to transform, bridging the past and future through innovation. Here, the challenges of geography, climate, and history have become opportunities for creativity and resilience to build a greener, more connected Mongolia.
We changed it. Enslaved daily life. We created art inspired by innovation. Creates art. Loved it.
Go lang, hapro ako sa mga pato.
Hindi lang dito pa nakutapon.
Hindi nga po kung ikaw mo, masabi ito yung dati, kung tingo ka.
Lingkod lang ko diyan.
Ano yung parat ba?
Lingkod lang ko diyan. Hinay lang ko. Sabi ko mga daw ay kalit ko na ko lingkod. Rata ka. Hinay lang ko lingkod yung bilan. Dahil ito mga matunan, ulang ko ano yung kamakakaroon. Hindi lang ka nakuha ka lang. Ratan niya ka. Kaya stress nito na pinukli ng gatos. Stress. Ilong kayo si mananak na Lolo. Kita na yun. Bulong kita na yun. Samot kami para sa surapan. Iwan mo ka sa surapan.
Unpredictable environment and use races around the world at breakneck speed. Welcome to the program. I think that societies that suppress
Wala kay karibal ba?
my show brings you the
Wala kay
latest
karibal.
news makers. Do you
Tara
feel
kayo
the
na
administration
inuurang kita rin
understands
pa'y mati.
what's at stake? I'll be honest, we have to work on it. What do you want people to know about mortality? And we also dive below the headlines.
These scenes have been the most emotional
Yung kaon mo.
What do you want the impact of this particular country is poor?
Kaon na ako. Awak na ako.
Is only what God will always do. It's crucial we make sense of what's happening and fully
Katong imong
understand
outstanding
what's at
award.
stake. The
Tapos
Europe
na,
had enough forces to control 1,300 kilometers of the line of contact against Russia.
sukab na ka, kamaayo. Sa galing siya, naman ni, sukab ka ni.
Inside Africa, in association with Zenith Bank.
Sukab ka.
West Africa. An agricultural powerhouse. So agriculture can turn local crops into global opportunities.
You have to start thinking about how do you create that value in a way that's good for the planet and that's good for people.
And Cooking for 2050 will not get the return right now, but future generations will see it.
These are Ghana's social impact champions. This is Inside Africa. In the town of Lolo, central Ghana, these farmers are harvesting a crop they say has changed their fortunes. That crop is moringa, a protein and mineral-rich plant whose seeds and leaves are what this entrepreneur says has helped him build a company that takes care of its own.
Hi, Caloy. My name is Kwame Williams. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tree Moringa. We're so fast. Tree Moringa is a for-profit social enterprise on a mission to lift farmers out of poverty. We're the leading supplier of organic regenerative certified moringa, herbs, and spices from Ghana to the world. You can see my usefulness is really on spreadsheets, not on the farm.
An aerospace engineering graduate from MIT, moved to the US from Ghana at 8 years old. William says social impact entrepreneurship wasn't the plan for him or his co-founder.
Tree Moringa is actually a class project that's spun out of the course at MIT called D-Lab. My co-founder, Andy Cunningham, was studying at Harvard and she was studying economics. Both of us, through different experiences throughout university, realized that what we were studying was so disconnected from people living in rural communities, facing hunger and poverty every day.
That idea became True Moringa, a brand making vegan skincare and wellness products from the moringa tree, while supporting Ghanaian farmers with training, income, and sustainable farming.
Fundamentally, people living in rural communities all across Ghana and the African continent are so blessed, but they have so little. And so we said, how do we really build the bridge and the connections? And that idea went from class projects to now a social enterprise that we registered. And the fundamental goal was, if I'm going to leave aerospace engineering and go to agriculture, if Emily is going to leave Harvard Econ and jump into agriculture, then we should make it count. When we look into the science about the leaves of the moringa tree, Garter brand, contain more iron than spinach, calcium in milk, protein in yogurt. The seeds of the tree contain a deeply moisturizing oil that outperform iron, coconut, and shea. And so at the end of the day, farmers ask us, can you help us make money from this tree?
The answer, Williams says, was yes. And since 2014, he says they've developed a system to make sure all involved reap the benefits.
Tree Moringa's model can really be broken down into kind of four pillars. We partner with farmers to save, to plant, to process, and sell.
It all begins at True Moringa's 250-acre solar-powered farm in New Lolo.
Today's harvest day, which is everyone's favorite day. Here, all the baskets that they have full of fresh moringa leaves gets emptied and weighed. So the farmers know what they harvested. Farmers actually pay as farmers for their produce. The average of the women that we serve here in this community of New Florida, Ghana, is $100 a year. We're talking about ultra poverty, less than 35 cents per day.
For workers, the impact goes beyond what they earn. I've worked for Moringa for 7 years. True Moringa has helped the community, both the young and the aged, We've been able to educate our children and even get medical care.
We want the community to grow to a particular level. Okay, so we are breaking out that kind of poverty to the middle income.
I've been able to buy a plot of land and building, and it's through them, through Moringa, I am able to establish it.
We're also financing our farmers to help them cover their inputs so that they can actually cultivate high-value crops.
About 400 kilometers away from the farm, in a processing facility, an hour from Ghana's capital, Accra, the harvest of leaves and seeds is transformed into a range of products.
We believe what's grown in Ghana should also be processed in Ghana, sold and enjoyed in Ghana, not just exported
Init
to
pa na.
the world. And so we believe and have built out a manufacturing to process, bring the seeds into oil here in Ghana,
Okay, speaking
bring
about
the leaves into powder here in Ghana, and create all the lines of products that our customers love.
About 400 kilometers away from
Ito
the
ni siya daw.
farm, in a
Corned beef,
processing
ayan na ka na ba?
facility, an hour from Ghana's capital, Accra, the harvest of leaves and seeds is transformed into a range of products.
The hard work from our farmers and from our factory team
Init pa,
ends
no?
up in
Ay, gamay na,
25
ilawin.
craft bags, packed
Pwede
full
dilawin.
of our heroes we get Market Leaf powder. These
Dapat yun pa.
pallets here
Sapa
are
yun.
all
Ay,
created
diretso
with
ang
customers
source
in the
nila.
US and in Germany.
Yung pagparahe blood pod. Ah, BPN, ito ka.
Sold here in Ghana across a few retailers and exported and sold largely in the US online, but then also in retail partners like Whole Foods Market, Macy's.com,
Yan, taga dami.
and other online
Before kami ng
retailers.
malsor.
From founding to now,
Eh, kung okay rin mong BP.
we've sold over 1 million units of products, export over 100 metric tons. We're excited to be in a
Sunod sa ba?
phase as a business. We're on pace to plant 10 million trees this year. Build a factory, scale our jobs. It's great news, not just for the business, but also for the people we exist to serve, our farmers.
Williams says the landscape and outlook for companies like his is changing.
10 plus years in, we realized that there's amazing value in more than moringa. And so we lean into a farming practice called
Buray ang
regenerative
BP.
farming or regenerative
Buda ko,
agriculture,
20 rin.
and really leaning into the niche of
Nagyok.
herbs, superfoods, herbs and spices. So we're scaling beyond
Wala pa
moringa.
eh. Paubos pa yun. Uy, error. Niliyok mo ka.
Next phase is pouring into a new generation of young
Lagi, wait lang.
entrepreneurs
Sila.
as
What's that?
Moringa
Okay,
charts a new
yes, ah.
path for itself.
Our vision at True Moringa is really to shine a light on
Ay, sa kaon.
the best practices
Sa init to man.
in building a social enterprise.
Okay, ay, ulo.
At the right time, because we have large needs here in Ghana and the continent. It's just about how we connect the dots in a way that now really catapults people and also creates wellness for the planet.
Thinking of banking in Africa, think South. In today's fast-changing world, you need a financial partner that understands your unique expectations. A bank with presence in major financial centers across the world, with the enabling platform to facilitate seamlessly.
120.75. Inong tagal, Zor?
Kita pa.
Tagal, Zor. Gabi na. Inong tagal, Zor.
For easy, fast, and secure banking that creates real value. Turning dreams into reality is now in your hands. People, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Manang taon? Tuhog ka din. Ano yung isa? Ah, crispy ka, uy. Crispy kayo. Tingnan sa daan pa. Before ka makakuan. Alzor.
At gunang BP nga. Taas.
Di, ikaw nung ka. Mag-inom na tadaan. Gabi na ba?
Emirates Premium
Salita.
Okay, mag-maintenance man siya. Ya, wala naman kapalit si ano ni. Mo na last na ni. Ngayon pa to nila. Mangayo pa to nila. Last na ni. Di ako nang giingnan na wala ni Alzo. Ngayon nakaan pa ni unahan ni.
A field that is well understood.
Di kami naman ni Alzo. Lagi, unahan ni. Kaya busog niya ka. Di na ka kayo naman eh.
Opportunities in healthcare.
Is this about preventing, treating chronic disease very specifically?
Inom kita na.
Intelligent future. This weekend on CNN.
Lawan ko nun ako, bebe. Dilawang ko pa.
Whether it's taking fruit from Ghana to consumers across the world, or using the continent's unique flavors in food and chocolate, these food entrepreneurs are contributing to Ghana's green credentials in their own way. For dried fruit company Just and Pure Foods, it's through alleviating food waste and unemployment.
Abdi na daan ba?
While chef and chocolatier Selassie Atadika
Abdi na daan.
is using indigenous ingredients to
Papayin ka mo to.
preserve and promote
Papayin ka mo
culinary
to.
heritage and drive sustainability. Atadika founded Miduri as a dining experience in 2014.
It was really about underutilized ingredients and recipes that had kind of fallen by the wayside. At the end of the meal, we offered something that was what I thought was special, chocolate from Ghana. Cocoa is actually something that we have a lot of in Ghana, but it was underutilized. And so we do want to change the narrative. What's what music
Huh?
is about? It's about changing people's ideas.
Di na to, gamay kayo man. Di matungay. Kapulbos na siya. Gamay kista na no.
Know is chocolate, what they don't know are these flavors.
Ay, kwaon no. Gamay kista na.
Things that people here are familiar with, but also things that are a little bit unexpected. So, for example, dawa dawa. It's a fermented locust bean, but we've done that in chocolate and it's worked out really
Ma, magkuhan na tagalit ma. Kay Papa na.
And it's beautiful.
Magkuhan na. Luto laglain.
That is almost
Kami lagan.
forgotten about in many ways. I use one of the spices that's pregnant.
Pag magluto na taglain.
At risk of being endangered because of
Luto laglain
deforestation
na.
in Ghana and everything from savory applications to hard chocolates. Some of them are just ingredients that I come
Oh,
across.
kasi nga pala tangkong ito eh.
Those
Tangkong mo to.
beliefs that's normally used.
Paprika mo na, tangkong mo to.
It's called
Tangkong mo to.
Lolo in Ghana. Well, I was like, why are we not using it in our chocolates? I would say that when we have these ingredients that we only use in one way, the more ways we can play with that ingredient, the more life it has.
The 2025 Time Earth Award honoree says the future of African cuisine is inextricably linked to the environment, sustainability, and the economy.
This path has brought me to sort of
Wala ko
see
pa.
if we eat what grows where we are, then we're supporting the environment and we're thinking about ways of being sustainable. Here we're putting money into the local economy.
Ang labot. Mataplaso na.
You can sort of smell the
Kaya ko lang kay kasi maliban ka rin mali eh.
locust bean.
Halang kayo. Maplasa na to. Okay ra?
So when I design a plate, I'm really thinking about what should we be eating, not what are we eating now.
Ha? Sa ibig.
The flavors that we should be putting out there. Okay. Right.
Bukaan mo ka nga. Bertuhan na niya ma.
Come into play when I'm thinking about both my chocolate and my dining experiences.
Patawaran na kayo ba?
Better food systems. I see that our indigenous agriculture has been decimated
Paano
through
yan
the
yun?
introduction of cash crops.
Paano
So
yan?
if we're
Flat pa muna. Ang tingting ko niya na.
we're killing
Sabi siya ganyan.
that is who we
Walang isa maligod na itong aking share ni ang tinorma. Kay flat man.
So
Maisip.
we
Sige
will
nilubot.
not be not at some point if we do not invest in
Doon
this.
pa butahan. Tutson. Tutson ba?
Secondly,
Atadika says her mission has made a difference in the lives of Medu's all women team and beyond.
one of the unintended impacts has actually been the international gastronomic community sort of also saying, hey, we didn't know all this about the food coming from the continent.
Taste mo dala.
The suppliers that we buy from, I can see that, year over year, we're buying more from them. They also understand the value of what they're doing because in many ways, people have sort of shunned some of their products and now they're seeing that somebody wants their products. And the impact is still to be seen because we're still trying to reach new heights with what we're doing.
Now we're
May
going to
kaon mo ko kwan. Init-init ko
these are made with creams that are ganache, cream and chocolate.
For Atadika, the change she hopes to see will need a lot more hands on the table.
I think what I'm doing requires a lot of behavior change, and behavior change takes time. We're creating something that doesn't exist, and so it's taking time and it's taking a lot of energy, and we will not get the return right now, but future generations will see it.
And one of the things that I want to spend more time doing is policy work, because as much as we do try to do impactful work for our businesses, until the systems and the policies change, our impact is limited.
When it comes to impact, agropreneurs Yvette Tate and Emmanuel Ampadu are focusing on Ghana's fruits with their company, Pure and Just Food.
We are a Ghanaian, youth-powered, women-led agro-processing company that transforms fresh fruit from West Africa into all-natural tropical dried fruit products that we sell both here in Ghana and also in Nigeria and also around the world. So today we just received a truck with literally 30 metric tons of from the northern part of the country. So we're sort of frantically trying to get as much mango as we can, process it as fast as we can, and then get it out to people. So my co-founder Emmanuel and I started the business in 2018. Neither of us was originally interested in going into dry fruit specifically. What we actually wanted to do was both go into farming. What we both realized was that in Ghana, there's actually already a lot of farmers. There wasn't a lot of value addition. And we said, okay, do you know what? There isn't a good reason why we can't do more of this value addition here at home. We want to try and keep more of that value, more of that revenue here, where it can really go far towards helping people achieve sustainable livelihoods and giving people these sort of robust financial foundations from which they can hopefully be really self-determined.
With up to 50% of fruits harvested affected by post-harvest losses, Pure and Just says they hope processing in Ghana and partnering with their network of over 600 farmers will help alleviate this problem.
When Emmanuel and I co-founded the business, we knew from the beginning that agribusiness had this really special and amazing opportunity to have a positive, well, we hope a positive impact on many different people who have this interaction with farmers, who have interaction in the local community where the factory is. You can support the rural economy. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to capitalize the potential we already see here. So it's the potential in the land, it's the potential in the people, whether it's the farmers, whether it's the young people who are working in our factory. We want to be in a position where we are creating foundations for people to make decisions. And the way that we try to do this is through financial empowerment, by creating jobs with sustainable incomes, or by increasing revenue for those farmers.
Justin Pure's work with supplier farms is one of the most impactful and important part of their mission.
They are development partners that are helping us to, cultivate sustainable foods in an ethical way. With Pure and Just, they are with us in terms of certification, in terms of traceability, in terms of quality assurance. They also support us financially. They offer us pre-financing because we are players in the industry. So we need to partner so that we can improve upon the ecological environment that we are producing in, create jobs for people, and also the community we are living in, we are producing in, we can also affect them.
The global market for dried fruit is a $7 billion industry, and it's growing every year. If we want to be able to really drive the sustainable livelihoods that we're trying to create here, we need to make sure that we're able to bring in that export revenue into the country, into our business, and then redistribute it to the people that we work with, whether it's in our factory or at the farms.
Looking to the future, Tete says they plan to build on the value additions they already have and expand their reach and their impact.
We're normally exporting between 10 to 20 metric tons of dried fruit per month. We're now looking at scaling up again because even in 1 year, we've pretty much reached capacity on how much we can produce in this current phase.
And we also want to transition to a more clean energy system that allows us to actually use this overripe fruits, the seeds, the peels, mixed with other agricultural waste like cocoa peats, and actually burn that to produce